Carlos?
A small herd, but a herd.
We probably smell like we belong with them. I suggest we get cleaned up before the ladies arrive.
I got a tub.
See first.
I called it.
We did it, Carlos. We really did it.
I believe we should sell 15 of the largest. It should be enough to get you 6 more breeding stock, Ben.
Enough to buy us 4 more.
No, these are fattened well. I'm sure it can get you 6 more.
It'll buy us 4. After you're paid your cut.
Thank you, Ben.
It's no longer just a dream. The Ponderosa's a real working ranch. And it never would have happened without your help, Carlos. You'll always have a place here, mi amigo.
Gracias, Ben.
I'm gonna go fight those boys for the tub.
Yes. This will always belong to you, Ben.
So there they are, squared off, standing eye to eye.
And old Jimmy's the most stubborn bull you ever did see, so he ain't gonna budge. And neither is Little Joe's horse. So the only thing left to move
Is Little Joe. He falls right off his horse.
I didn't fall off. I got off on purpose.
Oh, sure you did, little brother. Right on your behind.
You tell him, Paul.
I'm sorry, son, I didn't see it.
Well, I believe you, Little Joe.
And so do I.
How do you plan to get your stock to market, Ben?
We'll have to take them ourselves.
Well, for 15 head, hardly seems worth all the bother. I have a buyer down the valley. My vaqueros leave the day after tomorrow. They can drive your stock with mine.
Well, that's a very tempting offer, Margaret, but I'm afraid I can't spare the money to pay you.
Well, I've had to hire on more workers, and I'll need more horses. If you'd lend me the use of 2, I'll consider us squared.
It's a deal.
So, Little Joe, you have names for all your cows?
Only the ones that don't like them.
Excuse me, senor. I'm looking for Carlos Rivera. I understand that...
¡Qué bien! ¡Te ves! I cannot believe it!
I've searched everywhere for you. I was told that the Rancho Rivera was no more.
No, but... Yeah, please allow me to introduce Manuel Castillo de la Peña, my friend to whom I owe my life. my friend Ben Cartwright.
Hello.
Senora Green, Tess...
this cannot be you. You were but a little girl when I left.
I have grown, Manuelito.
So you have.
You're welcome to join us for supper, Mr. Castillo.
No. Thank you, senor.
Ben, I hope you will excuse me from dinner, but it's been a long time and there is much to speak about. Excuse me. Manuel, you look good.
You sit at the table with this gringo after she steals your rancho?
Manuel, they believed they had purchased the land fairly.
What? And you work for this man Cartwright? I have never known a Rivera to work for anyone but themselves.
Ben treats me with honor, much like his own family. But one day, I will get the Rancho Rivera back for Isabella and I.
You have a plan.
There is a lawyer who now fights the foreign miners.
I have a real plan. Some of us have banded together. We will not be able to take our ranchos back, but we will take some of what is ours. You will join us, no?
You mean to rob these people? No, Manuel, it is wrong.
You've changed, Carlos.
I have always been a man of honor.
You have always been a fighter. But you must not decide tonight. Tonight, we shall drink. Toast to my long-lost friend, Carlos Rivera de Vega, mi amigo.
I think you should take Little Joe home with you.
The Castillos own the biggest ranch in Coloma. Carlos and Manuel grew up as brothers.
Is that so?
They were only boys when they went to war together. When Carlos was wounded at the Battle of San Juan, it was Manuel who carried him to safety.
So you've known him your whole life?
It is true, I have known him forever. But I will always think of Manuel as a brother only. Always.
Maggie, there's something I think you should know. I saw Daniel yesterday. He told me he was just over at the South Fork mining camp, and a vaquero was there, selling 3 steer with your brand.
Jorge reported a few losses, but he said he found the carcasses that Bears and Cougars got him.
I've had no such losses with my stock.
You know, that group came with the ranch, and since Luther died, I've had to trust them more than I'd like. I can't believe those Mexicans would think they could steal from me. Will come into town after the delivery, and he'll bring you money then.
This saves us a lot of trouble, Maggie. I can't thank you enough.
You're most welcome, Ben.
You wish to see me, Senora Green?
Yes. Yes, I do. I wanted to talk to you about my missing stock.
I have already explained it.
Then perhaps you can explain why 3 of my steer were sold at the South Fork mining camp.
I do not understand, Senora.
I think you do, Jorge. Either you give up who amongst you is stealing from me, or I'll have to assume it's you. Fine. You pack your things and leave this ranch at once.
You have no proof of this.
Then ride with me to the camp to prove your innocence. Or you leave this ranch. Jorge? I could have you hung for this.
This is your land. But you stand by and do nothing.